Hello and welcome to this week's edition of BS with AJ. Today we're going to build something real simple that everybody can build and everybody has a use for. Are you tired of having pencils overflowing out of all your drawers? Then do we have a product for you? Today we're going to be building a pencil holder out of an old piece of 4x4 I found. We're going to go ahead and cut off this burn end and cut it down to about 4 inches. Now that we got it cut to the length we want, we just got to mark our grid out. We're going to mark a 1/2 inch from each outside edge, and then we're going to go 5/8 in between there, going both ways. Now that we have our grid laid out, we're going to go ahead and come through here with a scratch awl and knock a hole in each intersection so that way our bit doesn't wander. Now you want to make sure that you choose the right size bit. For the pencil that I've got, I chose an 11/32 bit. It's just a little bit bigger, so it'll fit right in there with no problem. Now that we got all our holes drilled, all we have left to do is sand it down nice and smooth, and we're going to go ahead and show you how to make a homemade stain we're going to try out. Now that we've got it all sanded down smooth, let's go start making our stain. Now we're going to make our own wood stain out of 2 household items: fine grade steel wool and regular distilled white vinegar. Now we've got 2 empty mason jars, and we got 2 different types of vinegar. One of them's distilled white vinegar, one of them's apple cider vinegar. We're going to try them both to see which one looks better. It's pretty simple. All you do is take you a piece of steel wool, put it down here in the bottom, and then just fill it up with white vinegar in this one. Make sure you cover that most of the way. You probably want to get it down in there and stir it a little bit. And then in this one, we're going to use the apple cider vinegar. I'm sure they'll make two very different stains. We're going to see which one looks better. Now that we have the steel wool and the vinegar in both these jars, we're going to go ahead and just put a lid on it and let it set for 2 to 3 days. As you can see, they have 2 completely different colors. This one is still the white vinegar, the distilled white vinegar. This one is the apple cider vinegar. Now that you've got to this stage, after it's set for about 3 days, you want to stir in what's left of the steel wool. And we're going to filter it through just a regular paper towel. Now that we're done straining them, we're going to let them set for a couple of hours, and then we're going to dilute them down and try them out. On the right side is the apple cider vinegar mix, and on the left side is the distilled white vinegar mix. Now we're trying to dilute this quite a bit. So this is a concentrate. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in. I'm going to say about that much. I'm going to dilute it with the white vinegar. We're going to dilute the apple cider vinegar. Now we're going to try some test panels. We have 2 pieces of white pine, 1 regular 2x4, and we got 1 piece of red oak. We're going to try out both on each one and compare them. I let these set out overnight. The red oak had the best reaction. The pine and the 2x4 didn't do so well, so I put a second coat of the concentrate on there and it seemed to do alright. These are the 2 pieces of pine I tried it on. On the right side is the apple cider vinegar. On the left side is the distilled white vinegar. I don't know if you can see it, but it's slightly darker on the apple cider vinegar. On the top portion of both these pieces of wood, I put 2 coats of the concentrate. On the bottom, I put 2 coats of the diluted. Now we're going to put some clear gloss on each of these boards to get the full effect. With the results I've seen so far, I'm going to go with 2 coats of the concentrated apple cider vinegar mix because it's slightly darker. This is 24 hours after we put the gloss coat on. We had to put 2 coats of the concentrated on the white pine to get it to give some kind of effect. But the red oak did really well with just 1 coat of the diluted. You can't really tell too much of a difference between the distilled white vinegar and the apple cider vinegar, so either one will work. I'll have to keep this in mind for future projects. If you enjoyed this project, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you next time.